Today on Community Cooking, we have one of our favorite guest chefs, Ernst, cooking up another amazing meal. We're making Tarte Soleil and marinated eggplant with tahini sauce. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable. We've got another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I am your host, Kirk Leins. In our kitchen today, a familiar face. It's Ernst. Hi, Amine.
Hi, Kirk. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
Is this maybe, I don't know what, your 800th appearance on our show?
Could be number 10. I don't know.
I think it's a little more than 10. I think it's more than 10 with just me as the host. So no, I mean, it's always great to see you. You're one of our regulars, and you always you deliver.
Thank you.
And by the look of your menu today, I think you're going to do it again.
Thanks. I hope so.
Yeah. No. So we have two different dishes today. We're going to be doing a Tarte Soleil, and we're going to be doing a marinated eggplant.
Right.
Okay. So both these dishes can kind of go together as like maybe a meal.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
also served maybe separately or as appetizers, a lunch.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So very utilitarian.
Right.
Okay. Good. So tell us about the Tarte Soleil.
So the Tarte Soleil uses one of my favorite ingredients, which is puff pastry. It's like magic.
And we've got that in the fridge right now because I think it's a good time to talk about. You don't want to take puff pastry out of the fridge until you're sort of ready to use it.
Right. You don't want it to be too soft where you can't work with it.
It's butter and flour. So you know what happens to butter when it gets left out, and that's what's going to happen to your dough if you leave it out for too long. So we've got it chilling in the fridge. And what are the other ingredients that go into the Tarte Soleil?
So the other ingredients, it's going to be a tepanade with some basil on it, and we're going to make the tepanade ourselves, or you could use store-bought tepanade. So this is a very easy recipe, but it looks pretty nice.
You know, tepanade is one of those things where it's like there's no reason to use store-bought. It really is just too easy.
Right.
Unless you don't have a food processor or something to blend it with, it's really. It's such an easy, delicious thing to make. And a takeaway that, if you don't want to do the tart, you can make the tepanade and serve that with baguette as
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, and you can play with the ingredients too, like I'm going to use some roasted bell peppers in the tepanade and some capers, but you don't have to use those. You can kind of play with the ingredients.
Right, and if you're lucky enough to have any left over, this is what it looks like when we're all done with it. You can do like a little quenelle on top of a piece of fish or a piece of chicken, right?
Oh, nice.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. Okay, so talk to me about the ingredients.
Okay, so we're going to have Kalamata olives.
Okay.
Capers. And roasted bell peppers, which I just bought a jar of roasted bell peppers.
Or you could do it on your own if you wanted.
Or you could do it on your own, yes.
And some capers?
Yep. And then some olive oil for consistency, and not much salt because the olives actually have quite a bit of salt.
That was our oven.
Great. Okay, so we're preheated.
I think our oven is ready.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. So very simple. Very simple. Not a ton of ingredients. Why don't we get started?
Okay. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna put everything into our little mini food processor here. I'll start with the olives. That's
okay. And
pretty much your main
important to
ingredient.
make sure that those are pitted.
Yes.
That would not taste very good or sound very good going through
right.
that. Right.
So these were pitted, and they were in a little bit of olive oil along with the brine.
Okay.
So then we'll take our peppers. They're quite large, so I'm gonna just
cut them up a little bit.
And you can, if you want just a little bit of bell pepper, you could do that.
What'd be good too is you can get the jarred piquillo peppers, which are really nice.
Oh, those are
delicious. Piquillos are delicious.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to use that much. And then our capers.
There you go.
Thank you. And then we'll just add a tiny bit of olive oil to that.
Okay. What are we doing with our chilies and our basil?
The basil is going to go on once we've got the tepanade made and we've arranged it on top of the.
Gotcha.
On top of the tart. The chili, it's up to you if you want to make it a little spicy or not. we don't have to, but
Now these
I always have chili at hand.
These little guys, well, these came from your garden.
Right.
Yeah, so if you're not lucky enough to have a garden, you can go to our outdoor garden in Torrance, the farmer's market. All of these ingredients, pretty much, you could procure there.
Yeah.
Or, in worst case scenario, you could always probably use a little crushed red if you want to make crushed red pepper.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the key here is to not turn it on and leave it on. We're just going to pulse it.
We're going to pulse.
Because we want to have a little bit of...
We don't want olive soup.
Right. So we want some chunkiness. And you can just kind of check and see.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a little tiny bit more. Okay.
It gets a little cloudy because of the olive oil, but that'll settle down.
Right.
As this settles down.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah. It looks beautiful.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Are we ready for our puff pastry?
We are.
Okay. I'm going to go to the fridge and get this out of your way so we can.
Yeah. We'll just spoon it right on. We don't need to dirty any other dishes.
We've got two. One looks slightly larger.
So let's put that one on the bottom.
Okay. Makes sense.
So we just had it covered with a little plastic to keep it.
Yes. Once again, the air is going to affect it as well. You don't want it drying out.
Right. So now what we're going to do is we want it to look like a sun.
Okay.
That's what soleil is in French. So we're going to cut off the edges. So I'll put the tepanade on pretty much in a circular pattern here. And then if you like, you could chop up a little basil for us.
Chiffonade?
Yes.
You got it. Actually, would you do me a favor and grab me a knife from behind you? Thank you so much.
Does this one work for you? Or
That'll work. Okay. That'll work. All right. Yeah, that's, you know, I mean, it's such an easy thing to make. People, you know, and I think a lot of time people have parties and they don't know what to do in terms of like appetizers, like past appetizers, or even a plated appetizer.
Right.
And that's when you see people going to like warehouse stores and buying their frozen mini quiches or what have you. And the lesson here is that you don't have to do that.
Right.
And this puff pastry is a perfect vehicle. I mean, you can substitute a lot of things. I do something very similar. Well, not similar to this, but with puff pastry.
Ooh.
Apricot jam.
Okay.
And grainy mustard. Spread it on the bottom. All right. Black Forest ham.
Ooh.
Gruyere cheese.
Oh, my goodness.
Another one on top.
Yeah.
Crimp the edges. Fork, fork, fork. Into the oven. Cut it into squares. It's like the best ham and cheese sandwich you ever had.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Easy.
You can also make this one with pesto. Pesto and some Parmesan.
Without a doubt.
Very simple.
Without a doubt, yeah. Pesto and Parmesan would be delicious, yeah. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm going to chiffonade.
Give us perfect chiffonade.
Perfect as I can get.
I could count on you.
Let's see. There we go. I always like dragging the knife through the opposite way, going backwards when I do basil. I was told one time that when you go forward, it bruises it more. And I got to tell you, I don't know, it feels like this just comes out more vibrant. I get, you know, a nicer chiffonade. And look.
That's beautiful.
Right? Right? And then we're going to make it rain.
Wow,
basil.
that is a great tip. I'm going to start doing that.
You know, can't really have too much basil on a tart like this, right? Beautiful. Great.
Okay. Great. We're ready for our next piece of puff pastry.
Okay. I will take the plastic wrap off and I will let you.
Thank you. I'll just scoop it right off.
Great. Oh, that fit perfect.
Yeah, and we're just going to kind of press it very lightly.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be too smashed in there. That's good. And then now to give it the circular shape, I'm just going to, it's very forgiving, so I'm just going to go.
Look at you. All right, that's pretty darn near perfect.
Thank you.
And don't throw those away, right?
No, yeah.
Put those in the oven and you twist them up. And you can put a little cinnamon and sugar on them, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you never waste any part of puff pastry.
No.
There we go.
Yeah.
There.
Nice job. Okay, why not?
Okay, I'll give you these.
Yeah, get those out of your way.
So now to do the sun, we need, the middle is not going to be cut, so I'm just going to put like a little guide for myself.
Okay.
That's about middle. And then you just want to cut some wedges. So I'll just do...
Oh, I see, because the middle has to keep it intact.
Right, right. And just so I can be a little more even, I'll go this way first. But these pieces are going to get smaller and smaller.
Oh, like rays of the sun.
Yes.
So you kind of got to be a little gentle, hold it down while you're doing this. But once it bakes, it all sort of evens up and puffs up and looks great.
Yeah. And don't worry about if a little bit comes out. No worries. I'll just add a little color. So then I'm going to turn this.
That's what we meant to do. Look at that.
They don't have to be perfect.
It's one of those things, too, that really, you know, you put that out at a party, and it becomes a bit of a...
Yeah.
It becomes a bit of a showpiece or at least something to talk about. It's kind of a showstopper, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then we're just going to take each piece, and hopefully I cut through enough. There we go. We're going to just give it 2 or 3 twists. So this is going to get a twist like that.
Hey, I see what you got going on.
Yeah, so help me out over there. And then
Okay.
if I didn't cut it through enough, I'll give you a knife.
Oh, I think we're all right.
Okay.
Something like, I don't want to rip it. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of neat.
And then I'll just go the extra. It's fine. It'll stay.
Look at that.
Now, you could go all the same direction, which is what I'm doing to get the
okay.
sun pattern.
The other
Or
way.
if you do, it's okay. Leave it that way.
Right.
If you do alternating, it actually looks really cool, too.
Right?
So you get almost a braided look when you alternate. I need to be a little...
That is so neat. I'm going to have to twist. Can I twist this here?
Sure, sure.
So we can
Let's do it.
get around that way. There we go.
It's kind of a fun activity. You could put your kids to work here.
Yeah. That's so neat. It looks pretty
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to get the egg wash ready, which is just...
This is what's going to give it its little sheen.
Yep.
Glossy sheen. There we go. And one more.
And it really gets that finished look when you
Yeah. Look at
put an
that.
egg wash on it.
That is very neat.
And we can take the glass off.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can now, can't we? Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that, like I said, that's one of those things, you bring that to a party, you're definitely going to be talking to a few people. That's great.
You could probably put sausage in here. I mean, you could do anything.
Sky's the limit. It's puff pastry.
Yeah.
And it handles both savory and sweet.
Right.
You know. So like I said, a little bit of cinnamon and sugar, or like even like some sort of a streusel inside.
Oh,
right?
that'd be delicious.
Oh, man.
You just want to have something that's pliable, you know, that you can twist.
Right. Right.
And,
yeah, not too chunky.
Yeah.
So, because I was thinking like maybe like some sort of apple, but that would be, unless you cut them real small.
right. I
Like
think you'd have
small
to
as
do
this.
like an apple butter or something.
Yeah, right.
This is going to look nice.
This is going to look great. Very impressive. All right. So how hot is our oven?
Our oven's at 350.
Okay.
You could go anywhere between 350 to 375 and just keep an eye on it.
And what are we looking at time-wise?
Time-wise, about 15 to 20 minutes. I checked it at 15.
Tell you what, why don't I get this in the oven?
Okay.
All right. We will get this all cleaned up, take a break, come back, we will marinate and cook some eggplant, and then that should be ready shortly
Okay.
after.
Sounds good.
Sound good? All right, don't go away.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back. I am with Amine Ernst, and we are in the middle of preparing our meal, our appetizers, whatever you want them to be, right? We've got our Tarte Soleil, our beautiful Tarte Soleil in the oven, and that's doing its thing.
Yep.
And now we're going to work on our eggplant dish.
Yes.
Now this is an eggplant that we're going to be cooking it in these cast iron pans.
Right.
And then we're going to let them sit in a marinade, and it'll be served with a tahini sauce.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you tell us about the ingredients that go into everything here?
Okay, so I'm starting with some farmer's market eggplants, which
these
are
are
beautiful.
gorge, right? I
Yeah.
mean, now, they almost look like Japanese eggplants, but you said these are domestic.
Right, so they said these are American eggplants.
And I think something very important that I always like smaller, when it comes to domestic eggplant, I like smaller is always better for me because
Yeah,
it means
I
less
agree.
seeds, it's less bitter, and I mean, you're not going to get domestic eggplant smaller than this.
Right, I mean, usually they're
beautiful.
like this big and full of seeds inside, so this
Yeah,
will be nice.
right,
They're
gorgeous.
nice and tender, yeah. And so then our marinade is going to be, and we're going to cook those with olive oil.
Okay.
Our marinade is going to be mostly cilantro and oregano with
Okay,
some
which
lemon.
we have here. That
Yep.
oregano came from your garden?
Yes.
Look at you.
It's a great plant to have.
Right.
And then just a little bit of chilies to give it a little heat.
Okay, also from your garden.
Yes. So I think that should be good. And then what we'll do for the final step, and you want to put the marinade on when the eggplants are hot, when they just first come out.
So sort of soak it up
Yes.
is what you're looking to do. Got you. Okay.
And then we're going to make some tahini sauce to go, and you could drizzle it on top, but I like to put it sort of in the middle or in a bowl, and people can take it if they like it.
Right. It's sesame seeds that have been pulverized, and you're going to make a sauce out of that.
Yes.
And basically, you're not going to assume that everyone can have sesame seeds.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
great. So should we start slicing these?
Okay, let's do it.
How do you like these sliced?
So I just trimmed the top off.
Okay.
You can tell from this beautiful color.
Yeah.
These are fresh.
Yeah, super fresh. And then also to picking out vegetables like this, heavy for their size, is what you're looking for.
Yes.
And the more you handle vegetables, you'll understand what that means. Because it works with every vegetable. Artichokes, heads of lettuce, heavy for its size. Pick up a couple and you'll see they're not the same weight.
Yeah, it's
You
about density, right?
and density and water content because it's
Yeah.
fresher. Sure. And then also it's not collapsing.
Right.
It doesn't look like
Yeah.
a deflated football. It's very firm.
That's
Okay.
true, yeah. So I'm just going to go, I like to just take the first little bit off, and I won't even use that.
I love that you're doing it in cast iron too.
Yeah.
Right? And you get some nice color on it.
And then since it's olive oil, I'm not going to put it in until like right before we're ready.
Because
I'm
you
gonna
just
skip
don't
that.
want it to burn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we could cook them like this, or I'm kind of thinking I do strips because they'll be nicer. So just cut those in half.
Okay, lengthwise.
Yeah.
Got it.
They'll just look a little prettier. Be easier to eat as appetizer type
Yeah,
of
that's
food.
nice. Yeah, and arrange and all of that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then we do want to salt them at this point.
Okay, just to bring out a little bit of the moisture?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, and that also, too, it sort of, if you're using a bigger eggplant, it's also going to help with the bitterness when you pull that moisture out.
Need a little salt for flavor,
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so
That too.
we're warming up nicely.
All right, there we are. I love cast iron pans, don't you?
Yeah.
And those are definitely used.
Yes, these are well used.
Gently used, or not so gently
The
used.
key we found is you need to season it if you're going to wash it. You got to season it right away.
Absolutely. The sooner the better.
Yeah,
As soon as you can start handling it again,
right. Yeah.
that's the best, where the pan's still a little warm.
So it's almost like you don't even, if you don't have the time to wash it, just leave it dirty till, you have the time, an hour later and then wash it.
Yeah, that's typically what I'll do.
Yeah.
I just kind of let it sit. You don't want to soak it in water. You don't want to definitely don't want to put soap in it.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if this one's needs to get a little
Probably,
warmer.
yeah, it's a smaller burner.
Yeah.
You want to wait on that?
I might just test it out with a little piece.
Look at you. A pro.
Make sure we don't waste a good piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
we
if
need a little more.
if you stuck that into cold olive oil, it's just going to suck up cold
Yeah.
olive oil, and then it gets sort of oily.
Oh yeah, eggplant will just suck up
It's a sponge.
whatever oil you give it.
I know. It's amazing how much water content these things have. These and mushrooms, same thing.
Yeah, these look good.
Okay.
And once in a while, I don't like to start with a lot of oil in the pan, but if you find that it's drying out, you need a little more, it's okay to drizzle a little bit on the side, let it warm up.
Right. I do the exact same thing, especially if you're doing like an eggplant parmesan or a caponata, something along those lines. You're frying up a lot of eggplant. you're going to probably have to replace the oil at some point.
Right. These are perfect sizes.
Yeah, that's great. Very farmers market friendly meal too.
Yeah.
I tell you. Now, you have who in your family? Someone in your family is a vegetarian, right?
Yeah, my husband's a vegetarian.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I knew that somebody was.
He's technically a pescatarian, so he'll eat some fish, but
Okay.
you know, mostly we cook vegetarian, and I love it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
great.
Lately, I've been admiring the different squashes that you get at the market. There's so many variations. I
Yeah.
think if you slice them thin enough, you could actually do a similar dish. with
Yeah,
squash.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. A lot of different squashes.
Like the delicata squash.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah. Okay, I think these guys are looking pretty nice. So what I'll do is I'll actually I'll switch burners.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You know,
I'll move them over. Put this guy here. There we go. Oh yeah, it's already bubbling a little better here.
do you want me to get you a plate for these?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to set them right over here. That way we don't cook them to death.
Right. Although they look really nice golden. So in fact, this one, let me.
I think that's one of the trickiest parts of eggplant maybe is cooking them to the perfect texture.
Yeah.
Because they can be underdone, and that's not great, and overdone's not great either. You kind of really want to
true.
nail them.
I've definitely burnt a few eggplants.
Or they just turn to mush. They just get like the texture
That's
goes
true.
away, and it's like, eh.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
get these guys off. They look really nice. Oh yeah, look at this color on this side.
And then what do we need for our marinade? Should we get that started?
Yeah, so for our marinade, we need to chop up a little cilantro.
Why don't I get that going for you?
Yeah.
Beautiful cilantro. I love this herb.
And now we could do equal part oregano, but it's up to you. Oregano's on the strong side, so depending on who's having the dinner, there's a lot of kids.
Can I do it all together?
Yeah.
Okay, I would probably go a little less on the oregano. I
Okay.
mean, I love it, don't
I
get me wrong,
agree.
but I think just in terms of keeping a deft hand here, I think that
Right.
I would go a little bit more cilantro
Yeah.
than oregano.
I agree.
But it does smell, and especially the fact that it came from your home. It's probably fairly potent oregano,
Yeah.
right? That's how that goes. It's amazing how like you get stuff from the farmer's market or you get stuff from your home garden, and how much more potent it is than the stuff you get in the store.
It's true. It hasn't been sitting around that long.
That
I
is
just
correct.
got picked last night, you know, so.
That is right.
And also, if you don't have, because fresh oregano is not always available, so if you're going to use dry, I would get the marinade going with everything but the cilantro.
And
just use a little bit of dry.
And you would use a lot less.
Yes.
Right, a lot less. Something like that?
That looks great. So
That-
we're going to put that in this bowl here.
Alrighty.
And to that, we want to add a couple teaspoons of lemon juice, and we're going to press a garlic into that too.
Right into the hand here, just in case there's any seeds. See, got one. Got one. And now it can just
Very
sort of
nice.
right through the fingers. There we go. And probably not a ton of lemon juice, right? We don't want to make it.
No, because we're also going to have lemon in the tahini sauce.
Right,
so
right. We don't want
wanna
to step on
overpower it.
that. So.
There we go. I'm just going to give it
A little garlic.
a little crushed garlic. It's so good.
Here, I got you.
Yeah.
I got it.
So now you don't want to press garlic into something you're frying just because it's going to burn so
Yes,
quickly. But
right.
in something fresh like that, I think it's perfect.
I do too. I do too. You know, I hear a lot of people like pan these things. I use it all the time for exactly this type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Because and I like that you use just a touch of garlic.
Yeah.
Because you can get real out of control with that real fast.
Right.
And it's like, for me, raw garlic, boy, you got to be very careful.
I agree. I agree.
You cook garlic, I'm good. You know what? Load it up. Or you roast it, good to go. But
Right.
you use it raw, I mean, literally just like a quarter to a half a teaspoon like that is perfect.
Yep.
Because this is only going to get more garlicky.
Yeah.
Okay,
now
so-
to this, we also want to add the chili.
Oh.
So let's get one of our chilies.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and
So
how-
now that's a jalapeno. It's a homegrown, but we
Ooh.
could use it.
You wanna use-
Yeah. Let's do it. We'll take the seeds out.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
I just love jalapeno.
Okay. Let's see. Actually, we're probably pretty close on our tart that we made earlier too, right?
Yeah.
Actually, do you have a paring knife?
Yes. There we go.
Thank you. That's going to be a little bit better. These things are so small, I don't want to... There we go. All right.
And we might be okay just using half of it.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Here, I tell you what, I'm going to hand those over to you. I'm going to
Okay,
check on the
sounds
tart
good.
just to
Yes.
make sure that we're good.
And I always taste whatever pepper I'm using because
Oh,
maybe
it's
just a
looking
tiny
nice.
sliver is enough.
It's looking nice, but I can tell that some of the dough underneath is still a little raw, so maybe 3 more minutes, 2, 3 more minutes. Start there.
So it has nice heat, so I'm just going to do
Yeah. All right.
maybe that much.
Beautiful. And once again, it's only going to get spicier the longer it sits.
Right. And our eggplant is nice and hot, so we want to get this on there quickly and let it marinate nicely.
Okay. Let me just bring that over to you.
Sure.
Easier.
There we go. So we'll just mix this up. Oh, olive oil. That's our key ingredient.
Right. And then how about
So
salt and
nice.
pepper?
Oh, yeah, we
Should we
want
hit
salt
that
and
with some
pepper
salt and pepper
too.
for you?
There we go. Oh, this is smelling so good.
Yeah, right? All
Something
right.
about oregano is just so delicious.
All right, so now we're going to get that onto the eggplant, correct?
Yep, we're going to get this on here.
Beautiful. I tell you what, why don't we take a break? We're going to put our tahini sauce together.
Perfect.
And we'll come back on the other side and we'll do a little bit of eating.
Yeah, that
Sound
sounds
good?
great.
All right, don't go away. Welcome back. I'm with Amine Ernst, and we have our food ready to go.
Yeah.
We should tell everyone real quickly, the tahini sauce is equal parts tahini and water, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of garlic.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
All right. Can I eat?
Yes, let's
May
eat.
I? All right. All right. Feel free. I mean, join me.
I will.
And I love how the marinade has a sort of a kind of a chimichurri quality to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. I got to try it with a little bit of the sauce. All right.
There we go.
Let's give that a whirl. It's delicious. It's delicious. I mean, perfect pairing together. Like I said, that could go alongside so many different things. That's gorgeous. I'm gonna get in this guy now. Look how beautiful that looks. Look at how beautiful. Let's get underneath here so I don't destroy the integrity of our Soleil. All right. And then give this a try as well. Smells great. You can smell those olives, the brininess.
Oh, nice. I heard some crispiness in there, too.
Delicious. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
I would say, can we do this again? But I know we're going to do this again, right?
Anytime.
All right. Well, it just goes to show you we really are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. On behalf of myself, everyone here at the show, Amine, thank you for watching Community Cooking. Have a great day.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.